said you were going to go to the gym today, fatty. So did you, Mr. Dandruff.
No offending mods or mods' wives.
It's too late for that, fat ass. You got oily face and dandruff. Your wife don't respect you. You're on here 50 hours a week, you fat fucking loser, dad bod motherfucker. And Princessia, yeah, your picture looks hot now, but we know what your chin looks like, 5 o'clock shadow.
Hypnosis is not working.
I went crazy here.
We're wilding out, man. It's my birthday. Donald Trump is president, and I got your asses on fucking so many recordings you could never even delete me if you tried.
Your birthday was yesterday.
Why did you say you're not on Clubhouse?
Because I'm about to switch over to Roger Mayhem and get this account nuked.
So instead of doing Roger Mayhem, I decided to go Diego. And apparently no one cares about Diego, so they're not even going to kill my account.
When was the last time you got an erection?
A couple hours ago, I was thinking about your wife.
I was thinking about you.
I've met your wife. She looks like a scared little neo-Nazi punk bitch, and your children look like fucking intimidated little nasty little creatures. Neo-Nazi scum. Whatever, he's a white supremacist neo-Nazi piece of shit. What's wrong with you? You support terrorism, fatty. Go to the gym, you fucking pig.
You have no honor.
Listen, Allahu Akbar, bitch. Go shave your chin, fatty. No honor? You got no honor. You support murder, death, and mayhem, fat ass. You're lucky we don't deport you in the new Trump government, you little fat bitch. I'm reporting all of you to Trump. Trump is going to export all of you fucking losers. We're going to send you to the battlefronts in Ukraine. You're going to love it. You spent so much time talking about Anne Frank and her diary. You didn't know it, but I've been recording you, and I'm going to dox you all to the FBI. It puts the lotion in the basket. Hey, Sergeant Major, how's it at the commissary today? Oh, man, it's fucking great, man. That BLM scam was hot shit, but I gotta get back on Clubhouse. Let me give you my Cocoa Krispies. I gotta get back on Clubhouse. Who got a cell phone?
Do you think it's illegal to say that Anne Frank's diary is fake?
No, it's illegal to say she's trans. That is a hate crime.
Can someone PCR a photo of her? That's right. He looks just like Barbara Walters.
Now, Abby, let me ask you this. Like, you're listening to this recording. Like,
Yeah.
is there any reason to ever even listen to them again? Is this not just like what the whole thing
I'm
is?
not even going to the room anymore. Like I a long time ago I stopped.
Okay, I think this is where I think I come back and I go even crazier on them.
Yeah, do it. It's just crazy to me that Nora said that I was an American, not even met Diogenes. But she's an American. She never met her quote-unquote Clubhouse boyfriend. So what's her excuse?
Well, that's very petty stuff. That's like personal attacks because everything they say is stupid. There's nothing else to say that gets their dopamine excited because they're losers.
Yeah, but also, like, given that I had sex with people on this app, that's not true. Like,
Again, that's low. That's
I want her to swear on her God that she doesn't believe in, obviously.
Listen,
but
that
I
fat
want her to swear on the God.
that fat piece of shit wouldn't be able to work a cash register at Taco Bell. She's that stupid.
I don't know how you would determine she had blue eyes when there were no color cameras.
I know this picture has her blue eyes, so should I do a different version?
They're talking about a dead child's blue eyes. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, Diego has children.
Yeah, that is. When somebody died on this app during October 7, Diego was saying that he didn't really die, that he was a Mossad agent type of person. I was like, dude, I attended his fucking funeral. Like, stop being a fucking dumbass.
Yeah,
Not everything is a conspiracy theory, you know?
I told him if I ever see him, I'm gonna rip his fucking nose off.
How about you shoot a different picture? She was also born the same year as well.
feel like cutting a neo-Nazi's nose off would be a great like punishment for a
Dude,
neo-Nazi.
Hitler wouldn't even accept these people.
What is that in your PTR, Rabbi? Is that like the gateway to hell and sin on FetLife? I could just imagine meeting Rabbi for the first time. If you're like some 25-year-old chick on FetLife, and he's like, the Rabbi will teach you the way. I bet you. Are you LARPing shit on FetLife, Rabbi?
No, I wanted to create a Rabbi account, but my stuff.
We don't do it big.
I love Diego's like fat person laugh.
I am going to Israel.
So I keep telling Ishmael has a YouTube
Is that a
account.
joke?
No, it's not a joke. He's got a YouTube account with 3,000 plus subscribers. He could be like Hampton, but he's the laziest waiter at a restaurant. The guy looks at his cell phone all day while he's serving fucking chopped liver.
That's like even worse than being Hampton.
Isn't that like isn't that the most Jewish thing you can say? Is that not the most Jewish thing you can say? I'm going to Israel. Is that not the most Jewish thing you could possibly want to say? Dude, you're doing Aliyah. You're gonna go over there. You're gonna harvest salt at like the Dead Sea, bottle it, ship it back to some fucking mall in Kansas or something with some hot little Israeli chick, and she's gonna be like, "Would you like to buy some Dead Sea salt for your skin? My friend Zach is in the sun, harvesting salt seeds all day long, working hard to bring you the best in black Dead Sea salt for your skincare."
So Diego, is this the right picture of her?
I mean, yeah, it just looks like a little boy.
Is this the right picture of Anne Frank? And he looks like a little boy.
Long hair.
I mean, you do realize that you have children, right? And this poor girl was murdered, right? Like, and you guys have no idea what it's like to allegedly have your house blown up, to have your life savings destroyed, to have your parents murdered, for you to be on the run, to have to go to you guys had no idea how terrible 1944 was, 43, 42, 41, 30, 39, 31. You fucking losers that have families, you fucking losers wouldn't even be here. I'll just interrupt Ishmael because he doesn't even have fucking kids. Diego, you have kids. For you to make jokes about this poor girl and it's not fucking made up, you're a real loser piece of shit. Your white trash ass is gonna learn what it's like to get punched in the face one day. If I ever see you at a gas station again, I'll grab you by your sweaty nose and I'll take your dandruff and throw it in your face. It'll be like taking Zyklon B and gassing you with your own dandruff. I'm sure your wife loves it when you fucking hotbox her and fucking put her in a Dutch oven. You neo-Nazi, racist, Jew-hating piece of shit with your little Muslim Nazi wife. You fucking loser. I swear to God, man, we'll go to the gym. Shut the fuck up, fat bitch. We will go to the gym, fatty. We will see who can bench. We will see who can squat. We will see who can curl. And we will see who can touch his toes at the UFC Clown House 2025 Ultra Fight Championship with Hampton Spears presenting Diego versus Edmund in the Octagon at UFC 2025.
How do you really feel though? Getting loud, getting loud.
Let's get ready to rumble! What are you gonna do when these troublemaниacs come running up on you?
He used to be cool with my investigations into
Is Anne Frank trans investigations? I'm reporting you to APAC, bro. You're toast. Your family's gonna have to go on the run. You're going back to Ukraine, son. I'm gonna have APAC up your ass, bitch.
Please, Mr. Hebrew, don't shut down my account.
I'm gonna have the American Jewish Committee up your ass. You live in California. You're gonna have to run, bitch. Run back to Ukraine with your neo-Nazi pride and your neo-Nazi children. You race-baiting piece of shit.
No!
Your dandruff and your slimy skin and your oily hair and your fat dad bod are gonna have to go make a living in Ukraine. You think airtime on my podcast because you're such a loser. You're doing it all for naught, loser.
You could have built a new Krypton in this squalor, but you chose the humans over us. I exist only to protect Krypton. That is the sole purpose for which I was born.
Okay, that was my roast. I actually thought I was a lot meaner and crazier, but it was actually kind of funny, and I think it hit the mark well without being, without making death threats, I suppose. So this has been Clubhouse Jew Hate Terrorism and FBI arrest warrants, where we are building up to a live phone call to the FBI, to basically a receptionist who will take down notes about the hate crimes on this app. And Diego in San Diego might end up getting deported with his ex-wife and children, because clearly he has no real relationship with his family. They just used him for citizenship, and he's the eternal sucker and loser, low IQ, depressed fat body, whose wife is, out there fucking other men. Well, he's on Clown House talking to a neo-Nazi fat Arab piece of shit. So, in summation, when you... Oh, hi. Welcome, Chris.
Hey, what's up, John, Abby? What's going on?
Hey, what's up?
We're roasting Diego. How are you?
I had no idea that was his background. That is hilarious. Thanks for the information. That is...
Oh, you thought he was a cool neo-Nazi?
I thought he was like all right, I guess, but his family hates him. Wow, that's real disappointing.
No, his family doesn't hate him. I mean, again, this is a roast. I'm just saying, like, anybody who's on here 50 hours a week is an irresponsible husband and father. Let alone when you talk about Jews all day long, as if that's an intellectual conversation. He's fucking retarded. He's a stupid loser. I've met him at the gas station. He's got dandruff, oily skin, and a dad bod. He drives a shitty car, and he's depressed, It's our job to make sure that he knows he's a loser. Let alone that fat piece of shit didn't even vote Trump because he's above all of us. He doesn't vote.
Well, all I gotta say is that I'm glad that I won't, see that cunt Kamala as, the president during the 250th anniversary of America.
Fuck yeah.
It would have been it's just like, I don't like Trump, but seeing that bitch being president, 2-0, first Hillary, then Kamala. So that's all I'm glad for.
Yeah, he slays dragons. I don't know why you don't like him. I think that's a you problem. Maybe you got a green eggs and ham problem too. Maybe we need to roast you next.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
So what I really like about Trump and MAGA hats is that people view that as an all or nothing position. But then when you listen to the opposing parties, they are nothing but all or nothing positions. So it's like, they can't figure out that it's a troll. And that means they are the eternal sucker dummies. So that, I wore a MAGA hat out on Halloween. I had many, many people high-fiving me, cheering me, because I have the courage to do what a lot of other people do not have the courage to do, which is to publicly display support. And that's shameful. And the fact that he fucking won, like, it's a miracle. And like you said, to have to stomach that fucking cunt and all the bullshit we would have had to listen to from that fucking cunt-faced lying propagandist whore, it would have been fucking traumatic, horrible to endure. But I could have endured it. But I think eventually she probably would have gotten her head popped. I hate to say it, but I think somebody probably would have killed her eventually. Because there's enough men in this country based on the law of large numbers that somebody's going to get a shot. And Diego, or not Diego, I hate to say this, Abby, but your friend Diogenes, if he really thinks that Michael Crooks wasn't an actual assassination attempt, that the whole thing was staged, got to tell you, that is some Trump derangement syndrome right there. That is some real stupidity.
No, I agree with him.
Are you this stupid? Do you know people died there that day? A firefighter,
No,
his
I
family
agree.
ruined.
People might have died, and the thing is, like, I think there was more to it. It's just, come on.
There's more to it, but not in the positive way that you're thinking. It's in the negative way that probably BlackRock fucking hired that fucker.
Why do you say it's positive?
Because you think, listen, that piece of shit.
You don't know what I think. You don't know what I think.
Obviously, I'm not in your brain. The point is,
Yeah.
it was a legitimate assassination attempt. That piece of shit was hired, recruited, trained, armed. Like he was put there. It wasn't just a Michael Crooks operation. The investigation into that assassination, now that Trump is the president, is going to go on. The fact that he loves his chart about illegal immigration, they have caused, when I say they, I mean the liberal left, especially the media, they're going to cause their own major problems based off of what they have done and what they have said. If Trump does not die in an assassination attempt, you are going to see a major multiple operations, multiple projects, multiple programs that will forever change this country if he doesn't get killed. And it's a good thing, because what they have done over the past 4 years and even longer than that, really since 9/11.
The media has deployed cognitive terrorism, mass psychosis on the population. You know, look at like Rachel Maddow, that evil bitch. Like what she does to like rile up these fragile people. It's disgusting. It's cognitive terrorism.
It is. And you know, the funniest thing is, I guess he's going to stop transgender surgeries like through executive order. Like he will no longer allow doctors to mutilate flesh and cut off breasts and penises. And so the point about that is that Elon Musk's daughter claims that she's leaving the country. You know, and Elon Musk's daughter has an X account, and she actually calls out Elon Musk as Adrian Dittman.
You better dead name him. It's not a daughter. It's a dude.
Right. Whatever his name is, Tony or Steve, whatever the fuck this F word's a name is. The point is that there is a whole generation of trans people that are like, it's like coming out of a concentration camp and being like, what happened to us? Like, what happened to me? Like, they're so highly programmed and so gay now that they have absolutely there's no recourse. Like, they're so thoroughly brainwashed that you can't really come back from it. Some of them do come back, and they do it through social media, and they say, I am detransitioning. Like, even
these fags need a parasite cleanse. That's what they need.
Well, I mean, I gotta say that I think it's possible to like brainwash people like significantly through drugs and media. And if these people wanted to see, the thing is, when you say you're detransitioning, that's like saying you actually transitioned. That's the illusion. That's the brainwash. And so therefore you can't actually detransition. There's no such thing as transition. That's how retarded a detransitionist is. That's how brainwashed a detransitionist is. You see what I'm saying? Like, but I think like if I was a doctor and I had like a therapy retreat center, like I could probably help a lot of people through drugs and meditation and media to essentially become a normal human being again, as opposed to a brainwashed liberal communist Marxist whore.
You know who I miss on talk radio? Rush Limbaugh. His rhetoric was just, I would tune in every day to listen to him speak. Just amazing political speeches by Rush Limbaugh. Really great guy. He would have been really excited to see Trump in office.
But John, Biden hasn't been wrong on anything for the past like 2 years that I know him. I'm sorry to tell you. So I believe in him.
Yeah, I mean, you may believe in your friend, aka Diogenes, aka fucking Steve, or whatever the fuck his name is, but I gotta tell you, I have been following the media, the news, and information on X and many platforms for so long that that guy who you like, okay, maybe you like the man, but the fact of the matter is, if he thinks that the Michael Crooks assassination attempt was fake and that it's all a scam, I mean, I hate to tell you this, but like, he's retarded, and it's
No, but do you know why it's not like he says it's fake as in nobody died or something. I think it's more like, well, I think there was some sort of sacrifice going on.
okay. Listen, I'm not gonna
I
argue.
don't think they hit Donald Trump at all.
Okay, the point is that Diogenes is a working man. What does he have, like 8 kids? He has 6 kids or something.
No. Okay, whatever. He will have 8 if I'm involved.
Got it. The point is, he doesn't have the time to actually observe, study, analyze, forecast, etc. He just doesn't.
Well, he is smart. You know that he's smart.
He's smart, but he doesn't have the time. I have had the time. I've had the opportunity.
But the thing is about being smart is you don't need the time that's
I get it.
person.
The thing is, his information's not accurate. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I disagree because everything he told me so far is true. It's just scary to me, you know?
That's because you're emotionally involved and you're not being objective or subjective.
No, I'm listening. Okay, why don't you? You have a lot of his recordings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why don't you go listen to what he said before and what was the outcome?
No, he wasn't making predictions. He mostly propagandizes and soapboxes.
All the time.
Well, that's because you spend more time with him.
Ask Naveen. Ask Naveen.
Well, let's ask Joanna and see what she thinks.
Joanna doesn't even know you're a Diogenes. Otherwise, I will kill. No, I'm joking. Hi, Joanna. Come up.
Hello.
Hi, Joanna. We're roasting Jewish derangement syndrome.
Portuguese?
No, but my uncle's from Portugal.
Yeah, it's because your name is very Portuguese. That's why.
Joanna.
Mhm.
It's not my real name though.
Oh, okay. Okay, then sure.
What's the question? I want to know the answer. I'm really good at Jeopardy.
There's no question. We're just roasting people on this app today because I got so
Okay.
pissed yesterday. I'm so sick of these people using the image of Anne Frank to laugh about child, death and murder because they think that that has something to do with Palestine or Gaza. So they're using Anne Frank as a contrast or compare to like what has happened, in a war-torn country full of terrorism and murder.
Okay.
And these people have families, so it's like if I ever had children and I was going around, and showing images of innocent young children that have been murdered, and I don't believe in Planned Parenthood or any of that shit. So the point is, if you're gonna waste my fucking time with your stupid fucking hate propaganda bullshit, I will propagandize and hate you personally. And this is my response room to losers on this app. It's very directed, and then I'll be able to let it go and I'll go about my way and resume my life. But not until I shit and throw shit and maybe stick a stick in these people's eyes because that is warranted and needed. I won't be a victim of losing my life to their losers, to their hate, to their propaganda, to their depression, and to the fact that they do not live successful, complete lives. So they have to come here and antagonize Jews with nonstop race baiting. And it's racial identity politics, really, is what it is, because Judaism or Jews in Israel are now a state. And therefore, it's political. It's not just religious, it's political religious. It is an ethno state. And hypocrites and critics of ethno states can't look in the mirror and accept what is outside of the United States of America, which is ethno states. All these countries are fucking ethno states, except for Western countries, which have allowed their countries to be plagued with immigrants, or illegal immigration.
I'm very honored that you brought this topic up and that you're giving Anne Frank anything because you know that they defamed a statue of her.
Diego, this Jew hate piece of shit, dandruff sufferer, he says that Anne Frank is a trans and that her diary is a fake. It's all a lie, he says.
Well, I don't know what to say then. I'm sick, really. I mean, have you been to the Anne Frank house? Anybody see
No, I haven't been over there.
Tiny quarters. The feeling that you can walk in there is so suffocating. And what does this young girl, and you can see her real diary and her real handwriting, everyone connects with Anne Frank, right? And they actually just have a new show on who turned her in. They know exactly who. Anyway, so what do you guys think about this? That they're threatening to go to her little tourist attraction hideaway and ransack it, and I'm just very choked up. I have to mute up.
Really, it deals with depression. Anybody who comes on this app or does things in their life that just involve nonstop Jew hate, it's really a reflection of their own psychological state of mind, that they're not happy, they're not complete. They haven't done hard work of going and realizing that they have an evil inclination. I've read a lot of C.G. Jung, and a lot of this deals with self-actualization. Mike may be an adult, but yet he still has, and even yesterday he admitted to the fake Diego that he is now on the Trump train. He's not a rejectionist. He's not.
So you're commenting on the people that have hate in their heart who come on here to say bad things about Jews. What about the people who have hate in their heart who come on here and disparage good and bad people constantly, recording people and making fun of people and opening rooms about other people? What about the people that spend all the hours doing that, where they have to attack other people instead of just spending time and spaces with people and being kind and accepting the people for who they are? What about fuckers like you and the other
fuckers? You mean fuckers like me? What about? Are you a fucker?
So who are you to talk about people that have?
Who are you? 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 Who are you?
I use my real fucking name on here. I'm an honest dude.
I know you're an honest dude.
Real fucking name on here, like God-given name. I tell my real fucking history. and I show my real fucking work that I do in real life, I am 100% authentic in here. You are full of fucking shit. You're a fucking liar. And you know it.
I'll bet you leave the room. I'll bet you just walk away. After you dump your propaganda, you'll just walk the fuck away like a little bitch. You want to bet? You want to bet? You're going to leave. I guarantee you. Nobody's going to kick you. Go ahead. Get it all out of your system.
Propaganda is fake. This is truth. It's truth. You're a fucking piece of shit and you treat people like garbage.
Maybe you should look in the mirror. Maybe you should look in the mirror.
There is no look in the mirror. I don't need to because I know that I come on here being myself and that you abuse me and other fucking people, you piece of garbage.
Okay, if you say so, Mike.
I know it's fucking true. So
okay.
I don't need to look at shit in the mirror because you tell me to. I'll look at shit in the mirror when people that are kind or care about me say something to me. I'm more than happy to evaluate that. But not you.
Okay.
You're a disingenuous piece of garbage.
That's great. Get it all out, Mike.
You and Diogenes, you're both fucking liars. You're not fucking U.S. Marines. Every fucking U.S. Marine I know is supportive of fellow Marines.
Of Kamala Harris? Of Kamala Harris? I know a lot of Marines that vote Kamala. Do you? And I never said I was a Marine.
If you weren't a fucking liar, you wouldn't treat me like shit.
Oh, okay.
We don't do that to each other. You fucking.
I'm not a Marine. I am not a Marine, Mike. I'm an.
You said you were an officer in the Marine Corps.
No, Army. I've told you many times. You asked me yesterday. I told you I was in the Army. I was never in the Marine Corps.
That makes sense then, because you guys don't have the same fucking sort of dedication to one another. You're not a fucking brotherhood. You're a broken fucking trust.
Got it.
No, I
you know what?
Diogenes being a Marine Corps. So.
Diogenes claims he was in the Marine Corps.
I've seen the evidence.
Okay, well then he's a fucking piece of shit compared to other Marines because I don't know a single Marine that treats other Marines like he does. He's a piece of, or even thinks about the country the way.
I have to tend to agree with you there.
He's a traitor piece of garbage for fucking being a U.S. Marine. He's a piece of garbage. He probably didn't even serve his full time. He probably didn't get an honorable discharge. Do you have proof that he was honorably discharged?
Why are you so angry? Calm down.
Because I'm tired of these two fucking people. maybe one if I had it mistaken that you say that you're not. Okay, but he doesn't say that. He says he is. I'm pissed because as a U.S. Marine, I know how we treat each other, and they come on here claiming that they are, and that's not that. I would love to know if he is fucking honorably discharged because if he's not, it would explain why he's such a piece of shit.
The only way you'll know.
I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off because I've been on this fucking app for 4 years, and there's only two motherfuckers, and every time I come in a room, they talk to me like I'm garbage for no fucking reason. It's you two. That's why I'm pissed. You're the only two fucking people in 4 years on this app that treat me the way you do, continuously.
Well, this is.
I treat you with kindness. I've had real conversations with you outside of here, and you still treat me like shit.
Okay, Mike. This is again.
You're a piece of fucking garbage.
Okay, Mike.
You haven't said nice things to me in the past, and then I come in again, and you flip like you're fucking bipolar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so fuck you. You can record me all you fucking want, you bipolar, disingenuous piece of fucking trash. Fucking
Okay.
soldier. U.S. fucking soldier piece of trash.
Okay,
fuck
that's.
you. So,
I'll bet you after you finish getting off, you're gonna leave the room like a little crybaby coward. I bet you will run away.
I need to listen to your fucking bullshit sometimes, dude. When you attack me personally, I don't need to sit here and fucking listen to it. I don't need you to sit here and talk to me. I enter the room to see what's going on. You're saying you make me the center of the fucking room. I'm not gonna sit here and let you do that, you fucking piece of shit.
Oh my God.
Yeah, oh my God, this is how people get when they're fucking irritated.
Why are you
Deal with it, bitch. Get the fuck out of here if you don't like it.
No, I don't know why you're this upset.
No.
Because you don't know my relationship with him, do you? You don't know me or him. How the fuck would you know why I'm so upset if you don't know us?
Okay.
Why the fuck would you know? You just come in a place and you think you fucking know everything?
Joanna, just let.
Get the fuck out. There's a thing called leave silently at the top.
Listen, Mike, I'm not your enemy. I don't know why you think I dislike you.
You sure act like it off and on. You say nice things 1 minute, and then later you come in here and you treat me like a piece of shit, talking about my fucking kids.
Well, you brought your kids up with Jay Breska saying that you're so proud of them.
I never said what you said. I never said they voted. They're 17. They can't vote. You fucking made that up.
Okay, I'll play the clip. I'll play the clip. I'll play the clip. If you want to hear the clip, I'll play the clip.
You can play it whatever fucking clip you want. I did have a
conversation about my generation of kids and how I think they're likely to vote these days based on what I know. I didn't say my kids voted.
Okay, but Mike, let me just get back to Kamala Harris then. Like, why do you think she would have been a better option than Donald Trump?
I don't think either one of them were a valid option at all. Neither. None. I didn't.
But you voted Kamala. You voted for her, and so did Jay Breska.
I picked one of the two that my country presented me, and neither one of them were acceptable, but I made a decision. I have to make a decision. I did the lesser of two fucking evils. That's it. That is fucking it.
Well, you made the wrong choice. You didn't pick a winner. You got to pick the winner.
I also explained, as a real patriot, I also explained to you earlier that I support Donald Trump's initiatives and agendas going forward to make our country better again. I'm hopeful that he will. And the first thing I did was had a prayer, a real fucking prayer to the real God, that he be successful in his endeavors, because I want my country to win and succeed. And right now he's in office, and I will support him. So you don't need to talk about who I voted for before just because I fucking lost and you want to rub it in because you have no fucking humility. You don't need to do that. I can admit it. I picked the lesser of two evils. I didn't have a choice. I didn't want either one of them. I wouldn't have let either one of them make it through the primaries. I didn't have a fucking choice. But I also don't believe in not voting. So if I make a decision that based on two people that I've given, that I don't have a fucking choice of in the first place, as a U.S. Marine and Patriot, I have a right to fucking do that. And I have a right to say one person that I feel
Never did.
has less integrity and less character than the other person, which is what I based my vote on. But now nobody cares about character. I get it.
That's another reason.
You're tired of expensive eggs. You think you'll make them cheap. Got it. That's not how I vote.
Actually, the reason I voted for Donald Trump is because I care about integrity, and I think that he is.
Got it. Great. Well, you interpret integrity differently than me. That's fine. You have a right to do that. That doesn't make me wrong.
That is fine.
You interpret integrity differently.
I never said you were wrong.
Okay, I'm gonna play this Mike Moon clip. Listen to
I
this.
think it's important to note that a lot of people who didn't vote for Trump are not Democrats, and they don't necessarily love Kamala either. Megas want to position everybody as liberal, liberal nutcases if they're against Trump. There's a whole third group of people that can't stomach Trump, who are not Democrats, who are going to vote Democrat this year because they feel responsible to make a decision one way or the other, and they've been pressed with the decision, and they're going to act accordingly. There hasn't been a lot of years of my lifetime that was the case, where you could never.
So I'm just trying to understand your rationalization.
Highly consistent and honest, doesn't it? Because what I just said.
I'm not saying that you're not genuine. I think you're sincere.
Okay, well, I don't think you're sincere, and I think that's what sucks about you.
No, you know what?
That's why I started here. That's why I'm saying that. Not only are you not sincere sometimes, or not always, sometimes. Sometimes you are sincere. I've been in conversation with you where you were sincere. But what I don't like is that I can't trust you at all because you can turn depending on who you're hanging out with.
Biological
people like Diogenes.
I think it's
who is a piece of shit, who is completely unreliable, who is garbage, who is unpatriotic, who was not a U.S. Marine of honorable discharge. I guarantee it.
Okay, I'm gonna play one more Mike Moon quote. Listen to this.
America doesn't decide this election. Aisha, you want to say something?
Oh, sorry, my mistake.
The women were responsible for Trump losing last time. Suburban women were the number one reason he lost last time because of the misogyny bullshit that the October surprise of the touching by the pussy thing. That's what busted him last time with women and suburban voters in general, and this year's going to be no different. He hasn't changed. He's the same person. He's actually doubled down and gotten worse.
I would even say they were even responsible for Hillary not winning too. I think a lot of women didn't want to see Bill Clinton back in the White House.
Oh, that's interesting. She was unlikable, and she's an unlikable candidate anyway. She always was. I mean, it was tougher. I mean, if anything, whether or not you love Kamala didn't have the negative baggage that Hillary had.
Kamala is just running so much of a better campaign.
Yeah. Well, let me say this real quick. So, Jules, hold on a second. Steve,
I just think the after action results contrasted with opinions, the day of the election, is a fascinating observation on action, and opinion. I don't believe in opinion. I think opinion is a problem. I think asking questions is a problem, meaning that, if we were to Anyways, I'm just saying that our environment in many ways is dictating the way we're thinking. And I think, Mike, that unfortunately, with a lot of Trump derangement syndrome, it's because of your conditioning that you think and feel the way that you feel. I mean, do you really think that 2 planes brought down 3 skyscrapers on 9/11? Do you really think 40?
Without moving the goalpost to that conversation, I do think 100% that what I said in those cases, I still 100% feel. I also think I was wrong. I incorrectly judged the motives of why America was going to vote. America voted one way last time and completely differently this time. And I underestimated their inconsistency based on their personal, uncomfortable feelings that they have about the price of fucking eggs and groceries. I missed that. They lost.
Man.
Kamala lost big time because she was deeply tied to the economy. And we told the economy was doing well by economists when we don't.
The biggest reason why
we realize this time. It's fucking common sense that's how it happened. Okay, the economy's stupid. James Carter.
Oh, well,
Okay, wait, let me contradict you.
Lacking in common sense.
Mike, let me
I'm not saying you're an idiot lacking in common sense, Ishmael. You voted positive pro-Trump for a different reason than that. I got that.
Hold
That's
on
why
a
the average
second.
American who
issue, like you said. You missed the biggest one. You missed the biggest reason women are going to step out this time. Because abortion, man.
Abortion.
and apparently they don't come up on nothing. Got it.
Why should anybody
Again,
care
I'm not saying
about
I was right in my judgment. I already said that I read it wrong.
Mike, the abortion industry is 100,000 children a month being killed in this country. It's $1 billion a month industry. The doctors stick scissors into heads, cut body parts apart for $1 billion a month, 100,000 children a month. Is that right? Is it right? Is it justified? Is it a useful practice?
Not all abortions are cutting body parts apart. Some abortions are removing an embryo, which is nothing more than.
Got it. But we're talking about unplanned pregnancies with young women that don't want the babies.
That has a lot to do with it. It has a lot to do with it. The words we use have
A lot, but not all, and not a majority.
Not all, but it's the.
So what's the breakdown then? Do you even know the breakdown between medical emergency necessity surgeries?
Between what people are okay with and what people aren't. Most Americans are not okay with taking something that looks like a small human being with arms and legs in the late second trimester and pulling it.
Okay, I get it. But you do realize from a political position in terms of campaigning, it wasn't a powerful campaign position.
Yeah,
It was a weak.
I don't think it should be. Abortion's not my thing. I don't really care that much about it, to be honest with you. I don't think it should be the focus of a campaign at all.
Well,
It's just they're saying that I thought women cared more than that.
women do care about it, but it's not a bigger issue than the economy or the border or war.
I believe that. Based on the results, I believe that, dude. What are you're preaching to the choir. I don't even care that much about it. It's not my thing. It's not my point.
Well, Mike, listen, my whole point, Mike, you have to understand the whole reason why I troll is, I hate to tell you this, but it's spiritual, meaning that I think all this political stuff is driving us crazy, and that meditation and wisdom is really, and you may think this is like a bait and switch, but I hate to say I'm like a Zen practitioner or a Stoic, meaning that I think you're too reactive, and it's almost like it is borderline psychotic, neurotic, hyperverbal.
I don't even deny that. I don't deny that, but I'm 50, dude. You don't think I have personal demons that I struggle with? You don't think I've talked to psychiatrists? You don't think I've been psychologically damaged by some childhood events? You don't think that I'm aware of that? You don't think I'm aware of it? You don't think I'm aware that my emotional EQ, which I don't even fucking believe is a real thing, if it is.
It is a real thing. It is a real thing.
With what most people wish for themselves or what most people expect of others. You think I don't know that?
Well,
You
no.
think I'm not aware of that?
Okay, well then if you're aware of it, I
Are
mean,
you stupid?
hold on, Ishmael. One sec. Mike, what I'm trying to say is, I often...
No, I'm not Ishmael, by the way.
I was talking to John.
Yes, I am stupid. I'm dumb. But the point is, Mike, I mean, like, I often... Do you know who Heron Stone is on here? He plays Alan Watts, and he does this kind of... Well, he's playing a bait and switch. He's playing a bait and switch game too, because if he wanted to really help people, he would bait and switch people into his rooms and then say, all right, now we're going to prove... or I'm going to show you how to meditate. And then I want you to show me how to meditate. If people just did that and said, take the deepest breath of the day, and they did a mantra or something, that is a useful practice, and this app doesn't do that for you. It's really doing bait and switch gaslighting and racial identity politicking and race baiting. Ishmael called out Monica for being a race baiter the other day, and I was like, you know what? That dumb bitch is a race baiter because all she does is create rooms about white hate, and white is not a race. She's really stupid. So
you know what? I completely agree with everything you just said. 100%. This app, I know how to meditate. I've had moments in my life, years of my life even, where I was consistently meditating on a daily basis, and it did a tremendous good for me. It's not something that is easy for me to maintain because it's weird to say, but it's kind of fucking boring. Like, 5 minutes at a pop isn't going to do it for me like it did when I really had the discipline to sit down there for 30, 45 minutes, an hour, and do it straight once or twice a day. But I get into it, and I literally.
Well, do you think reading a transcript or reading a script or reading a book out loud is a form of meditation?
Yeah, it could be easily. Yeah,
okay, so I mean, have you ever read a book?
You can fall into meditation.
The problem, listen, if this app wasn't live and all you could do is listen to replays, that's like listening to an audiobook on YouTube. So by being in the live, in the live, that's not a meditation, but you could make it a meditation.
I know that.
But the point is, it's programming. This app is programming you. It's conditioning you.
You're acting like I don't choose to come here on purpose, knowing what I'm getting. Why do you think you're teaching me something?
I'm not trying to teach you. I'm trying to.
This app is like watching reality television, dirty, nasty reality television for the fun of it. That's what this app is.
Oh, so you like becoming emotionally unstable then?
Fucking bonbons on the fucking couch. That's what this is. This is nothing. This is not intellectual.
Oh, okay. Well then, you're stupid too. Then congratulations.
No, to be honest with you, this could be intellectual if the personalities didn't ruin it. If people didn't have the inability to treat each other with enough respect, to hear each other out, and assume that what people are saying isn't, they're not stupid for saying it. If people could do that in real life, back and forth in real time, that could be useful.
So I guess in summation, do you think that Donald Trump is Adolf Hitler?
No.
So he's not a Nazi?
No.
He's not. Is he a fascist?
No.
So what is he?
Would he like to blink his eyes? Hang on. Would he like to blink his eyes and have a country like Russia that he could control the way Putin does instead of America? Yeah. Would he want to be that guy? Would he be willing to be that guy? Yeah, sure.
Well, if Putin. So wait, Putin is Adolf Hitler?
No, Putin. No. Putin is a fascist.
Oh, he's a fascist. Why is he a fascist?
Yeah. Donald, because he has full control of everything, and he lies and gaslights his population and doesn't give them the freedom of choice to choose him or kick him out.
Oh, kind of like the Democrats.
No, not really, because the Democrats can lose sometimes.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Putin can't lose.
Putin cannot lose. Okay.
He can't lose. When he runs, it's 1% opposition win, and he gets 99% every time. We know that he's not really. If he is being voted that way, it's because people are afraid to vote otherwise.
Okay, so do you think that a CIA $30 billion a month budget, or over $400 billion a year for a top secret organization that has no oversight, no auditing, absolutely no transparency, do you think that the CIA is a good idea?
I think the CIA is problematic in its ability to act independently without oversight.
Okay, do you think the Federal Reserve, which is not on a government budget, what creates its own budget and prints up money for the Congress, and Chairman Powell says he's not stepping down if asked, do you think that now that they have clearly identified themselves as being a private organization, do you think that's a problem?
I think that's deeply problematic, and that they should be under the control of the president.
Okay. Well, how can you teach us or tell us how to meditate, please? Can you give us a meditation little seminar in maybe 1 to 3 minutes? Do you think you're capable of doing that?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead and do it.
I'll go ahead.
I mean, because as a veteran and as someone who has also been through a lot of psychiatric and psychological conditioning, testing, whatever, recuperation, healing work. I mean, I think healing and therapy are useful ways to use words. I'm not interested in actually talking about politics or Jews all day long like a lot of losers on this app. I want to talk about the soul. I want to talk about, I've encouraged Ishmael to get a book called the Tanya because to me, that's a meditation book. I want to study. I want to be here and be academic.
Why don't you use a more positive method of promoting that then on here?
Because I'm political and social as well as you and other people. And if I think that other people are being political and social in a harmful, negative way because they're uninformed voters or uninformed about the problems in America today, particularly the debt, as well as everything else. I mean, I'm going to have to do what I have to do or what my brain thinks is the right thing to do. And, the playbacks are on and this is being recorded. It's on YouTube. I should have also told you that this whole clip is going to the FBI at the end of the day. So don't say anything stupid.
What if I said stupid?
I don't know. You'll have to listen to the playback. Welcome, China character person with Trump red and blue hairline. How are you, sir?
Ching Chong Bing Bong. You sound great, Diego. Are you getting good sleep?
Sleeping great, Ching Chong Bing Bong. Bing Bing Bong Bong. Is that what's his face? The oil man?
I don't know.
So, I mean,
I feel good that I was able to tell you what I really think about you. I really think you're kind of a piece of shit. And if you do believe that...
so wait, go deeper into that. Why am I a piece of shit again? Just tell me one more time so I know when I go to sleep tonight, I can remember, Mike clearly said I'm a piece of shit and this is what I got to work on. Go ahead. Let me hear it, Mike.
Because you're disingenuous and claiming to care about positive life-affirming energy because your actions don't reflect what your mouth is saying.
Okay, what kind of actions am I taking through my words on a social audio chit-chat app as I sit in my mom's basement smoking a joint on the couch?
Because you troll good people just to get them worked up because it's entertaining for you, because you use Clubhouse for the same way that everybody else uses it, but you claim to have some ulterior motive that is somehow beneficial for us. In the end, even though you're one of us and you're doing the same fucking thing we're all doing, you're here for the same fucking reason. You're disingenuous and you lie to yourself and you lie to other people on here. Not all the time. Not everything you say is a lie. You're actually smart and you tell the truth sometimes. And sometimes you're even kind, randomly. And then other times you're not. Other times you're a troll, but you're treating people unkindly. Let's put it that way, on purpose.
I know. I'm sorry about that.
And that's fine and dandy if you're like that. Anybody's like that. I'm like that. But I'm not claiming to be some spiritual on some spiritual path that is somehow materializing on Clubhouse and gaslighting a room full of people. That's where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
That's a stage.
Okay, let me ask you about our Constitution. What is the First Amendment, and is it just words or is it action?
The First Amendment is important. But it's not unconditional. We know that. There are things you can't say. And I would argue that the line of what you can say and can't say is questionable sometimes and up for debate. And as technologies increase and social media becomes more damaging to the psyche of America based on the freedom of speech and based on how it's being used to exploit the freedom of speech, or draw that line, find that line, live on that line of exploitation of freedom of speech, that there are questions about what freedom of speech means and how the social media should be used to influence people, if only because one dangerous person has access to 1 million ears instead of their neighbors like they did for hundreds of years.
You think that should be regulated?
I don't know, but I know it's damaging us. And if we keep saying we're not going to do anything about it except give people like Elon Musk more control to use it for his own purposes, then it's not in our best interest. I know that.
You know what our quote-unquote best interest is?
Best interest of humanity? I don't know any more than you do, but I have my opinions.
Do you want to tell other people how to run their life?
I think all day long, everybody tells everybody else how to run their life. Diego's sitting here Diego, quote unquote, is sitting here right now telling me how I should be running my life.
I know, but he doesn't have any power to control their lives. Do you want people to...
Well, he has more power than he would have 50 years ago because he's on an app with 6 people that don't live next to him and we all hear him.
Yeah, we can listen to him and he can leave at any time.
Yeah, but we can't leave at any time. time, we can also become influenced by what he says across distances that were unconceivable 60 years ago.
So it's the it's the decentralization of propaganda. I mean, it's not just ABC and Walter Cronkite. Now you got pieces of shit like Diego on this app telling you how to think and how to feel about Jews 40 hours a week. This is my response to a Jewish derangement syndrome, to a Trump derangement syndrome, because no one is meditating, no one is studying God. And I know, Mike, you're a good guy and you're saying your truth, but I got to tell you, I don't think you're well informed.
I don't claim to be more well informed. I think Roger's well informed of politics. I'm well informed of the art of photography.
Okay, so
not everybody's well informed of everything, you fucking knob.
I'm a knob and I'm a fucking knob.
Half the problem is that people think they're well informed of whatever the fuck they decide to look into. That's most of our problems.
Look in the mirror.
Yeah, exactly.
I know what I'm well informed of.
Projection alert! Projection alert!
I'm not well informed.
Projection alert!
I'm not well informed of religious history. I am well informed of the art of photography. I am well informed of the military from a first-person serving perspective.
Okay, so you don't know anything about God or politics.
I'd love to hear you guys say what you're not well informed of, because it appears that you think you fucking know everything.
I know that I know nothing.
The problem is that everybody thinks they know everything. In fact, they think they know more than doctors. They think they know more than fucking economists. They think they know more than politicians. They think they know more than God.
Yeah, they have degrees. The fucking internet. They have degrees. They went to school. They know.
Well, there's a guy in another room.
That's more evidence than just claiming that you know because you're reading something on a fucking media app.
Mike, let me ask you this. Since you consider yourself to be well-informed...
I'll take a degree over social media fucking YouTube University.
How many boosters do you have?
Yeah, that's a good one. Are you vaccinated? So, Mike, we're not trying to gaslight you, man. It is not the purpose of this room. I didn't create this room to gaslight you. I didn't create this room to even invite you into this room. I mean, I don't even know. I invite everybody. I may have invited you. But the point is, Mike, I don't want to ruin your day. I don't want you leaving this room feeling angry, disgusted, turned off. I want you to be happy and full of joy and love. I believe in neurolinguistic programming through the power of words and manipulating people with words. And, I'll be honest with you. I'm trying to manipulate people with words. And I'm trying to use other people to manipulate other people with words. That's why I got Ishmael to get the book Tanya, because it's this very positive, intelligent book. And if you'll stick around, as opposed to leaving and using your fight or flight and getting gaslit and pissed and taking your anger to another room, I want to try to help expand your consciousness so that you can absorb the anger within your psyche and maybe benefit by being more creative and doing more for yourself and for your family and for your community. And being positive, as opposed to this being the 1-800-complaint line. It is not a 1-800-complaint line.
A wise man once said, all communication is hypnosis.
All communication is complaining.
All communication is magic. And I will remind you, Mike Moon, I know your memory's probably fucked because you have a TBI, but the fact is, when I first met you 3 or 4 years ago, you probably don't remember this, but I read Aleister Crowley to you for about 30 minutes, and I have it on recording of you actually liking it and not being Mr. Green Eggs and Ham like you are all the time. Sam, I am. Yes, I can.
I've actually done plenty since we had that conversation.
Well, the
TBI makes a lot of sense. My uncle has a TBI, Mike. What happened to you? He fell off his bike.
He's a veteran, man. This guy was out there photographing photos like he was in that movie Full Metal Jacket.
Sean down here, Sean has Joel Brantley on his PTR. He evidently he's capable of Googling things, but I'd love to hear him speak with his mouth. I can explain to you who Joel Brantley is. It's an interesting
projection. I record everything here, and
Sean. What Sean is doing here is he's presenting a picture of a man that stole $500,000 from me and trademarked my name, and runs a successful business with my name on it. So that's the kind of trauma that most people don't experience in a professional lifetime. Most people aren't good enough to have other people steal their image, use their work illegally. Most people aren't good enough at something to even have that done.
I am listening to Mike, and I'm sorry to hear that happen to you. And Sean changed his PTR like a little bitch.
Mike, I
So
know.
I wasn't able to see the guy.
No, what I'm saying is it's the first time I've seen a picture of this man in like 5 years. And I'd like to know
Right.
what made
It's
Sean
basically-
go look it up.
I agree with Mike. It's kind of like showing a picture of the person who raped you. And as somebody who has been professionally raped, although not in the same way as Mike, I am on Team Mike. For once, actually, this is the first time, Mike, that I've ever agreed with you about anything. Most of the time, I think you need to smoke a bowl.
I used to smoke bowls and it was way worse, so believe it or not. So
Mike, I gotta tell you, man, psychiatric medication is not your friend. A good book, a bowl, and maybe a glass of wine on a Friday. Yeah, book.
I actually read a lot.
Well, you don't read with us. You just yell.
No, I don't read philosophy.
Well, we're gonna read philosophy. Ishmael, do you have Tanya?
I have it right here.
Go for it.
Can we have Sean come and explain what his motives are?
If he, yeah, you're a mod.
I don't want to hear from Sean, but I would hear from Shania. Just like I don't
Sean,
want to hear from
Also,
Tom.
let's welcome Rabbi to the room. Assalamu alaikum, Rabbi. Kaif halik, habibi.
Alaikum salam.
Assalamu alaikum.
Malaikum assalam. Kaif halik. Wain mahatat al-Hijaz, habibi.
Okay, all right, excuse me.
Or not.
Excuse me. I've got something to say to Rabbi. Rabbi, are you there?
No, I'm not there.
All right, Rabbi. To the completely righteous, one could say, eradicate the evil from your midst, for they know only good.
No, I don't think we need to kill the Jews.
Such people are called those who ascend, for they lift up even evil to its source in the good. But do not imagine you are such as they. As Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai says, I have seen the ascending